They're actually potentially one of the favorites. I did want to talk about one squad named 99, Team Squad 99. There we go. And they are composed of Pratik, 12 Lion King, Psycho, and of course Matrix. Fresh off of PUBG Mobile Campus Championships Finals, where they came in second place, narrowly clutching it, almost coming into the victory, but unfortunately didn't happen for them this time.
Well, I mean, you mentioned that they took second place. That is no small feat. You had to battle through a crowd to get up there. Second place, almost coming in number one. But I think the key thing to mention here, they actually lost one of their players, and they brought in Psycho from Clan Soul, potentially making him that much stronger.
Yeah, and speaking a little bit more about how the rest, the thing that defines them is that they actually set roles on their particular play, deal the business, so to speak.
Right.
And they're also a team that, if during the interview they talked about how they also kind of experienced being left with only one player at the very start of round two, and still survived at one of the final ranking teams there, and we're still able to get into this one. So that was a really important lesson for them, that I think, aside from being able to be versatile in being offensive, they're now also understanding how to be versatile at being as a defensive team.
Yeah, and you managed to talk about this somehow. We did have a new player coming in. Either pop off and you make legendary changes and you just do insane things, or you kind of start off a little bit slow. Of course, we're hoping for them that they're going to be doing absolutely phenomenal, but looking at the current standings of where they were, they managed to come out of the qualifier with 50 kills. 20 of them were from Matrix, who is the endgame leader, and Psycho is still obviously adjusting, so he sat on 8 kills.
Lion King also taking in 17, no small feat through those 3 rounds. But like you said, it can kind of throw a wrench into the cogs sometimes when you bring in a new player. Also, it can bring in his own experience, right? Psycho also knowing all everything about Soul, Clan Soul, and what they
do have another team that did place among the finalists but did not make it, right?
Yeah, God's Reign coming in as well, and God's Reign actually one of the teams that performed pretty well. They got 54 kills for themselves, Mono leading at 21 kills through those 3 rounds of playoffs. And did we mention, guys, I don't know if we mentioned this, there were 400,000 games of PUBG Mobile played. To get these teams up here on stage is absolutely crazy.
Okay, it's a game of high numbers here, and when you've got 400,000 games and 575,000 participants, it's definitely no laughing matter here. They are also playing for a large prize pool, which is 1 crore, so this is definitely not so ubiquitously through PUBG Mobile is an exciting time. I mean, we've talked about this a number of times because of the fact that you can play PUBG Mobile on your phone. It's so exciting that you can pick up a game with your friends anywhere you are. Let's say you're just hanging out, just play a couple of games, and you see it everywhere here in India.
Yeah, and because we are in the earlier stages, again, this is just everybody's starting kind of trying to establish their names in the business of PUBG Mobile. So we already have members such as Solus, as the Dreamers, but I kind of want to started to blossom out of them in their thought process is that they relish in quality combat, which just means that they kind of really live for those, again, aggressive fights, because they're in an team, they really like to go for as much bang as possible. But in any case, they like to be just deep into the nick of it all, just so that they were able to they will, and maybe here.
I think that's a really important thing that you just mentioned, Asarai. The ability to evolve on the fly at a live event is really one of the most important things. You know where some teams are, they prefer to drop in, right?
Yeah.
They just prefer certain zones early in a match.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you go down early, that sets you back here. When you're a top squad and you're looking to win the title, you definitely need to be placing consistently in the top 5. You need to be never dropping early.
Yeah.
And so we have yet to see how that will apply, because, as a team,
Juicy loot. Looks like Team Arrow headed over towards Mill to Power, and they should be uncontested in this early looting phases. But we do have 3 squads, 5-13 at pretty dangerous situation.
Yeah, it's actually Fire Frost, Slay, and Punishers around that Novorodnoye area, so it's gonna be very, very heated in a short while. Can't wait for that one. We're gonna be seeing Infamous somewhere here as well, near the squad. Oh, it's actually gonna be Infamous as well, near Novorodnoye. So there's 4 squads already down and starting to loot.
Oh, yeah, this is crazy how close they are. Shots coming across the earth. The first damage here in this championship is Sax taking good damage or got.
They still want to be able to save a lot of their members until the later stages, until the later circles, because it's not going to be, I guess, a wise decision if you lose someone so early.
Yeah, you can see the Punisher start to just back off and turtle up after taking that early damage. It does a lot to your mentality where you want to play defensive after taking that early damage. You're not feeling so confident about moving in as aggressively.
Now there starts is that it's kind of very dry bones. There's just a little bit of compounds right there. I think that they should just straight up go to maybe straight up to military base. Maybe just go for one compound first, get a weapon, and then straight to military base. If there's nobody there, then they're able to again get those really good loots. But for the meantime, interesting to see that we haven't really seen any fights when teams are so close together.
Yeah, they're so close together, but I think a lot of these teams also got to read. They know that their opponents have dropped down. If they're not ready, they're not going to pull the trigger. These guys are professional players, and they know exactly how far they can push their boundaries. Back off and play a little more cautiously than you otherwise would in your day-to-day games.
Day-to-day games. Also, Fire Frost, one of the teams that I was about to say is one of my dark horse teams. They were only formed a month ago, but guess what? How many kills they were able to stack up during the online qualifiers? 55 kills.
I was gonna get 63, but I would have been wrong on that.
It's all good. It's all good. It was very close.
Yeah. Well, we do have Team Funky Monkey over here with BSUD as well, and this is no big deal for them over here, taking it slow, trying to get some vision from the second floor of this building. Conquer drops down, actually kind of flanking around with his team, making sure they're getting all
Up. We have the first drop of the game with a lot of teams looking for that yellow smoke right there,
And it is right to Team Soul. I mean, come on. It's like the team favorites. You couldn't ask for a better drop for Team Soul.
You can't ask for a better drop. Is anybody else there to actually contest them? Nobody. Team Soul actually drops at the warehouse area of Georgia Paul uncontested, so they're gonna get themselves some pretty good dang moolah at the very start of this very start of game 1.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many factors that come into this. Hey, is that Mortal? We have some Mortal fans here in the crowd.
Let's cheer for him as he tries to get that first objective. Oh, maybe he's gonna throw it.
And make the action happen here early on. So a bit of a mini game with inside of a game.
Yeah, true. They're trying to figure out how to bump this out.
It's a small bump, but not quite enough to get that down.
Yeah, I thought you could actually vault over top of that just to get into the...
Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
What was that, 3 or 4 nades so far?
Yeah. For the meantime, they're still struggling. Nobody is actually punishing them. This is interesting because they're kind of laser focused onto this package, and this is like the prime time already to get kind of the one up against Seoul, but nobody is that aggressive earlier on. We are seeing a lot of the teams again replying to it that they are super aggressive, but for the there's like a 480 difference in points.
Yeah, I mean, it's a major difference.
Yeah.
You really want to be placing top 5 minimum if you're one of the teams that's going to be trying to walk away as our first place team here of this championship. But as we kind of get an idea of all the teams moving around, you see teams 17 and 18. That's Funky Monkey and Squad 99 respectively, as they're trying to just get positioning on each other. They continue to all loot, but they're just not clashing just yet.
53 seconds left onto that clock, so our first micro here, blue zone, is about to collapse, and we'll see if maybe around that time these teams will start kind of going for the engage against each other. You can see right now, Squad 13, Team Firefrost looking around the opposite side of Georgia Paul compounds because they know that somebody is at the opposite side. Is gatekeep around the zone area.
You do like that term.
I do like that term, and it just shows that some of these teams really like to go for that particular strategy because it's kind of easy to employ. All you gotta do, stand near the safe zone, and then see opponents coming outside, scrambling away from the microwave, and then beat the...
Look at the northwest corner of this circle here. I mean, we're going to have so many teams clashing. Honestly, we might lose a couple squads here very early on here in this round 1. And they're going to have to make their way across and down over 20, let's see, Squad 20. The official's going to be moving down, and they're going to be one of the gatekeeping teams, so to speak, being down on the south side of all those other squads.
Yeah, speaking of eastern side of Erangel also has a couple of from that particular angle. Now you're seeing again Firefrost already setting up a trap right now. Beast here from Team Slay is pushing a little bit forward, maybe hoping to spot out Firefrost for the meantime, but that's not going to happen. Still, these teams have not yet found each other, and I'm not saying that romantic, I'm saying that in a combat type of way.
Yeah, I had to assume that's not the angle you were taking on it, but for the teams that do have defined roles as their leaders, their aggressive players, their carries, their supports, you're going to hang somebody out to dry almost as bait. So shots will get fired, it's going to reveal where your opponents are standing, and then suddenly your team's able to take free shots knowing exactly where your opponents are.
100%. There is a drop right here that has an MK14 and a Groza. So you got yourselves a really start of it. Now you're seeing some of the teams right now start to move a little bit. All right, a little bit of a bump right there.
They're figuring it out. Hey, maybe just got their driver's license. No big deal. Team VSUD now very mobile on the map. Actually, 2 cars they're going to be able to get around the map with. And these guys, I mean, we'll see if they actually got out early. AWM has gone out onto the map as well.
I gotta say, I love our crowd right now. When they see what's inside the package,
they get so excited, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You see an AWM, and it's almost like you got it yourself.
Exactly, because like if you touch that weapon already, you know that you have the golden goose. It's just it's gonna give you the golden eggs. The eggs being kills, tons and tons of kills.
Got a golden ticket.
I got a golden. Nice.
Level 3 vest, level 3 Helen as well. I mean, that's really serious.
He has, aside from that, M249 and a KR98. So you have yourself basically a jack of all trades. Actually, I would say master of all as well, because you get yourself the close range rat-tat-tat and then the long range sniping with those particular arsenals in the hands of Mortal. And still going back here for Firefrost and Slay. Look at Firefrost. They're basically like a predator.
Like some velociraptors getting around the edge here. But you can tell from the positioning, both teams, Team Slay and Team put themselves in a predicament because at some point they will be forced to move.
The problem is, if they don't have a vehicle right now, they might actually be in a very sticky situation. The problem there now is that Firefrost is actually looking, I think, at the, maybe they'll get that, and if they're the first one to actually touch the boat, they're the ones who's gonna be in a bit of a pickle. They're gonna be very exposed to Team Slay. 19 still going, bumping around.
An interesting time to be having that drop down because all these teams are starting to make those decisions about where we want the position on the map, and that can kind of throw a cog into things. You have to be making that quick split decision here in this moment.
That's true, but I think the earlier you kind of call the flare gun, the better, just because you don't want to show anybody when you're super close together where you are. It's basically a death sentence for yourself. But in any case, there, I think it's on the bottom left side for Team Immortals for the meantime. But now, as you can see, like you said, there's a lot of teams rotating already. Funny enough, we still didn't see anybody from Georgia Pole actually fighting each other. They basically had like a neutral agreement where we're not gonna fight each other, maybe just later.
A little ring around the rosy, not ready to fight just yet.
Different AWM.
Yeah, this feels like the second one on the map.
Oh, look at that loadout! Groza, level 3 AWM. This guy is fully stacked.
Yeah, Team No Mercy absolutely decked out right now. Almost as decked out as Team Soul was early on in the map. So as these guys get in, it's going to come down to positioning, skill, landing those shots, and accuracy.
And the longer this game progresses, the more items these guys have, and I feel like once we kind of break the ice with that first fight, everybody is just gonna just have so much loot. We're not gonna kind of miss anything at all. In any case, we are seeing Squad 7 pick up an AUG as well as a couple of items here. Firefrost able to find themselves.
Not too big of a deal. It's just you don't want to get slowed down out in that blue zone, but they're going to be fine. Look at these guys flying around here and just trying to find that positioning. Team Soul, I feel so scared for the first squad that runs up against Team Soul right now. Absolutely decked out, and the confidence these guys are ready to exude and get in and just lay some people out.
Yeah, they're actually rotating around Pachinki already, which kind of, I would say, depicts what they want to do is kind of go a straight line in the middle of the map, maybe look for a team that's trying to go into a better position, and maybe look for a fight already, because again, we do have 20 points per kills, and those aggressive teams just
move down, mow people down, and we'll see. Oxy definitely one of the squads coming in that everybody had their eyes on. I think when we talked about the favorites of this tournament, this is definitely going to be one of the top 5.
100% agree, and they were the team, again, like I would remind you guys, that had 63 kills during the online qualifiers, second only
aggressive into this one, and it seems like they might not be here. Max Aiden, we did see this guy a while ago, or never mind, not really pop off just yet. He does have the third-person perspective here. We'll be seeing if he will go up against Ninja, and here is another package with an AUG A3 somewhere on the ocean.
Yeah, so if you want to take a little swim out there, you'll be picking up some loot for yourself. Now Sol, Ronak up on top of the roof here, continuing to just look for opponents, but there's actually nobody home over here.
Oh, I like what Sol is doing right now. I feel like because they knew that there was a couple of squads on the barn, on the side of them, they immediately rotated somewhere down below, so that if anybody actually rotates, true. Now we're seeing a couple of teams right now. That is the Punishers and NSD. Just across each other, of course. NSD right here having the Obi-Wan Kenobi, as I would love to say it, the high ground.
The high ground never slowed down Team NSD. That they're slowing down over here. They got to live up to their name.
Did you see NSD's costumes right there? That's a kind of a giveaway because they have like white ape costumes.
Well, I mean, they're not scared, right? They're going to show exactly who they are and let you know who you're fighting through these matches.
It's true. Right now, we are seeing the Punishers here still keep an eye out onto their opponents. This is really good.
It's kind of like just go around the because it kind of naturally falls as an easy area.
It's a choke point,
exactly.
Right? Like a lot of players, and so you can mind yourself a little bit. You think, is there a troll on that bridge? Hey, maybe you're looking to fight a troll, but a lot of people end up just swimming around, and it's going to be coming down to: is there someone there? Do you have the angles?
That's true. We have the angles. Man, this has been such this is like the Wild Wild West stare off. We're in both RIP official as well as Maximus Alpha is just dead in their eyes. Nobody has.
You're playing TPP. All you have to do is you hug that wall. You can look around. You know exactly where someone's coming from. So there's no reason to really force yourself out. If this is FPP, you have to stick your head out to get that information. And suddenly.
Another package, there has been a really good amount of packages that the teams were able to pick. Nobody was a bit afraid. And I love it. Every time Mortal gets shown, people just kind of...
I don't even know. As soon as the clutching, you just know that Mortal's driving around somewhere on the map. Mortal continuing to just kind of get a little more vision for his team, scouting out. They're really not scared of anything just yet. And they have to know that all these teams are in a very similar situation. They're going to be pinned down or someone just trying to find that spot and kind of camp right now.
God's Reign near the vicinity of the stare-off of Maximus Alpha as well as RIP officials. So this could be a three-man tie here, or a three-squad tie. As now the zone, they're actually underneath the red zone, so whoever is outside got to go indoors and be careful right now. RP Ninja and the other members right now of RP.
A problem, both teams inside the building now. It's not like they wanted to be forced out anyway. I'm really curious, as you said though, as God's Reign, one of the squads playing in the campus championship earlier, these guys, they have this live tournament experience. They know how they want to play, and if they can kind of get in third party, they can force one of these teams to make a move.
Definitely. Although something very cautious for them is that they're really outside of the area. So if they're wrong with their timings, they might actually be the one who's going to be pincered in. We're seeing here again, once again. All right. Our server really loves to show us Mortal right now.
Yeah.
Let's see what.
Don't back off of it.
Yeah. I mean, still the items that he has is what we saw about 7 minutes ago. He still has the M249 and the KR98. Anyways, here comes Frostfire pushing up to where the other teams that we've been seeing.
They're not careful. I'm not sure if they're moving in because they have the knowledge, or if they're just moving to try and get a good angle on the other squads. Firefrost start firing over towards the buildings. They don't know that God's Reign is there.
Man, just a little bit of a cuff onto the shoulder there, and God's Reign is primed and waiting. You can see right now Firefrost, they're fighting each other out. Back away. There it is.
Action with the DP, getting good damage, trying to just drop down Snake in the grass here a little bit, but Firefrost, they'll stay on the other side.
God's Reign, that is so scary as you see a lot of damage come out, and now
RIP has vision on both teams.
They know what's up.
This gives an opening over here for Maximus Alpha. They can move in as RIP starts to fire out. Let's go Ninja trying to fire from the high ground, getting the damage out here onto Firefrost. Firefrost have I think that was a Mon that dropped down low over here. Such a dangerous predicament. The blue zone's going to force them in as everybody gets closer and closer to danger zone.
They're charging in. They're trying to get out of a sticky situation right now. This could be Frostfire's time to shine a little bit. They should be spawning God's Reign on the other side, but they don't want to get pincered in. They're going to keep pushing on forward, maybe go for a better
action actually from Seoul as they're getting in proximity of an opponent. Actually, at this point, this is the closest they've been to a team, and they're moving in on the Dreamers. This is one of the other teams that we talked about as a major favorite here of this tournament.
Still no kills on anybody, but you can see right now the members on God's Rain side is so low. One tap could be it. And the problem right now for Frostfire, they're actually on the down low. They can't.
God's Rain doesn't have the information, right? Because they did just be raining down.
Hermes for this, but you have to Skyrim your way up there because you have to know where the rocks are to kind of get up and up.
Yeah.
And you can actually, if you make a mistake, slide all the way down and maybe even take damage and even show your position to your opponent because of the drop sound that you do when you slip up trying to go up.
Now there's the multiple factors that Team Firefrost are fighting against. They have to get the positioning, they have to deal with God's Rain, and they have to deal with a circle which is closing in. This is between a rock and a hard. Looks like Carol getting the knock over onto Phoenix as well. A lot of damage coming through. BSUD mowing through.
No Mercy is actually onto the side here. You can see Squad 10. That is No Mercy. In any case, there is so many people around this vicinity. And I feel right now that God's Rain is spotting out Frostfire from down below, swimming. Exo down! There's the first kill!
There we go. Look at God's Rain taking nice damage down onto Firefrost. Firefrost going for a little bit of swim because they have no real way to get themselves up onto the map. There's actually no good approach for them right now.
The only upside right now for Frostfire is that the zone, the circle, the safety is actually super near them and it's still inside the water, so they can just swim all the way up there. If they can just dodge out their opponents, maybe they can find themselves some sanctuary. In any case, you are seeing Squad
gets the knock, looking for more hides behind the US. Damage is coming from all sides here as multiple squads have lined up. Iconic still peeking out, looking for more. They're surrounded. There's team 14, 16, 9, 9, and 4 over here. Everybody's starting to converge. Iconic wants some more. It looks like he can see Button forward. Damage down. Iconic able to get Iconic taken down. Huge damage coming back the other way that Iconic could just not deal with. Now, looks like Ninja has the position. Did not take damage as he moved forward, looking for the push on Squad 11 over here, which is Team Slay. Team Slay will be potentially forced out here. As Conquer, really, he's so low on health.
So, some of the teams actually know the members of Team Slay are already knocked out. It's only up to Conqueror here to actually bring it back up as the members of our...
Are they the owners of this building?
I think they have. We gotta ask them for the papers, but they should have it. In any case, we saw one of the favorites, the Dreamers, I believe, are knocked out on the first round.
Unbelievable, but when you get into a situation where you're third party like that, pincer between multiple squads, it doesn't matter how good you are, if you're taking damage from in the front and behind.
Front and behind. Now, Immortals, all right, they're going to be using the Dashi to just skedaddle away as there are two squads right here back from Severny, as well as Oxygen Alpha. Now going back into the fight, RFB official looking to squad him out. Ninja pushing in. There's going to be the last kill.
Huge damage as Ninja pushes into the building, getting another kill. He's going to go ahead and pop that first aid kit, heal himself back up. Squad 99 also being eliminated now. That was the team coming in second place at Campus Championship earlier. I can't believe it. We're seeing these top RIP Ninja or RIP officials. They're going into the building. They have to scramble in. Roger coming into the sides right now. Stagnant is just a free fire. What is happening? Immortals with this huge aggressive play. They come out on top, and it is just a bloodbath over here. But now Blue Circle starts to close on in, and everybody taking damage. Mortals, look at Mortal in the perfect positioning. Just laying him down from downtown. Let's go, Mortal. He's got him.
Tap, tap, tap.
Damage in the US, damage on the ground. There is nobody that's safe from Team Soul right now.
Got to go back to that point with Maximus Alpha. They were actually able to wipe out Immortals. Immortals, I mean, they had the right mindset. They tried to get the positioning, but they did not understand that there was somebody there already claiming the land. Squad number 4 back from Severny, outside of the zone. They have to scramble in. They have no vehicles for the meantime, so they have...
Damage, you got to get behind that rock. That's not going to be... Yeah, it looks like he's just able to get back there, but they have the position. They know where he is right now. Dangerous position to be in.
Soul trying to just pop the tires here so that their opponent cannot be able to escape with that UAZ on the high ground. And dang, you can just hear at the edge, Mortal is getting a lot of shouts from the crowd, keeping them alive. God's Rain, rock in a hard place once again. They're not at the very comfortable spot. They do have a really, really big rock, but when they try to rotate, that's when they will be out in the open. Squad 8, for the other hand, they do have a really nice compound for house compound here, so they really have a good area for them to just kind of fortify as a squad.
I think everybody just take note of Team Soul's positioning. It was everything that they needed. Produce huge damage coming through as well. Really not scared to just lay that damage all on the line at this point. Back from Severny actually getting eliminated right here, just leaving us with very few teams at this point remaining as this circle gets tighter and tighter in. I think Team
They want to get a really prime position in getting into the next zone, and the zone is now closing in. Teams have to scramble for the meantime.
B Squad do have the advantage for people that are pushing in here.
Oh, he got left behind! No! He got left behind as the view as it goes in. Manu is just mowing it down. Raitush is trying to run away here as members of Arrow are just out in the open being mowed down.
I think he's going to get dropped down. He is dropped down indeed. Manu just going to town here, not holding anything back in the most important moments here. Firing, gets another drop.
He gets a second one. Side of the beasts.
Oh, look at like Team Soul have turned into snakes there as well. They're not going to be revealed just yet. Now taking the shots over at Team 6. They have the angle. They have the weapon advantage as well. Mortal not holding anything back here in this moment. Only 2 kills, but has set his team up for success right there, right now.
Everybody is here. There are nades just being thrown up. You do see that the members of Maximus Alpha have kind of taken quite a bit of damage. Throws out a little bit of that Molotov for cover, and King should be fighting Danny. No! He's got a run.
Easy forward, take it down.
He made a mistake. Omega is down for the count. Using that first aid.
Trying to heal up, but in this moment, you have to be so careful.
That third-person perspective with the prone to just keep on pushing. And look at this, the slither of the snakes going in very close to Maximus Alpha.
Yeah, these guys, they're going to be as sneaky as possible. Smoke grenades where you can, but everybody knows where their opponents are at this point. Uh-oh, King taking good damage as it comes in straight ahead. So that's Mortal. I think Mortal was spraying there, able to land shots. Patush, he's going to hang out behind this rock as well. Once again, Mortal, he's really not threatened at all.
Yeah, the problem now for Maximus Alpha is that they're throwing the data away from their own smokes, which is pretty interesting to see.
You see shots going down into the water area as well, because this is actually where B Squad has been hiding for like the entire last 5 minutes, but they haven't been able to get the hill. Mortal moves on in, huge damage coming on through. This is tight quarters. There's nowhere to maneuver. Mortal getting down low. God's Reign has great position as the damage comes on through. God's Reign looking at full health. I mean, look at these guys. Everybody from Soul is low on health. NSD has been eliminated. This is what it all comes down to in this moment. God's Reign, the team sneaking in here at the end, maybe potentially ready to take down Team Soul.
What is up? Mortal goes wild with the weapon. Oh my gosh, he is just carrying Soul right now. How is this man unstoppable?
Throwing some nades in. I mean, there's damage coming in. There's AR damage. There's nade damage coming in. There's nowhere to hide in this moment.
Arrow is down. I think we're down to ever so slowly.
Look on a knife's edge here. Ronak taking good damage as Godbrain firing out of that smoke.
Look at B Squad. They're trying to climb up the mountain, but they can't because it's way too slippery.
They have to just pray that that's where everything closes in for them, because everything's going to be forced down.
Manu. Okay, he's going to be shots right now. They hit some cover for Soul and the...
Oh, the nade by top!
Oh!
That nade was so good!
Obi-Wan!
He takes out 2!
Kobe! I was about to say Obi-Wan, but now
he's done with Pubg Mobile. He's going to the... You have to know, okay, Team Soul, they have the knowledge. B Squad trying to skedaddle up here, but it is just so hard, they really can't make it. You have to have absolute perfection.
The nades, though, they're trying to throw out the nades from the low ground, hoping to take out Soul right here. This might be the only strategy for B Squad right now, but Soul has already gotten the sniff of that shenanigans. They know what's up. They know that they're on the bottom side right now, and this is 4 people left for game number 1.
It is so hard, actually, to get the angle, even if you're from above. You want to fire from above, have that high ground, but because of the way that these clips are set up here, it's really hard. Now, he's got
the only thing that's keeping him alive is that Mortal does not put him out his own POV. So the meantime he's doing is just throwing out the nades, hoping for the best. There it is. Once again, Ronak, the Molotov is burning down. This is not looking good at all. God's Reign is, or rather,
now they're moving up, trading the damage back and forth. They're going to be able to get it up.